Okay, we ready? Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in the world of Grim Dawn, and we have made it to the hidden laboratory, so let's see if we can't find the warden. Oh, right there. Uh, whoop. Well, he didn't last long. Oh, wait. Ouch. Okay, he didn't last long. A little hard for him to fight when there's a whole ton of mobs on my side. Anything good? Whoa, couple things in here. We're gonna take the things. Well, I didn't expect that to be that quick. Now, any secret doors? Hidden bits of lore? I don't see anything here. Just a room. Very gruesome room. Well, let's wander around and see if we can't find any secrets here. Shall we? Oh, there's some mobs. Surprised y'all didn't come help your boss. There's a bit of lore over here. Which we might have already gotten. No, nothing there. Inner laboratory? Everything's dead in here. Oh, look, mobs. That blight fiend is terrifying. I reached hate it with the ethereals. Woohoo! The ethereals hate me. Good. Because I hate them too for what they did. He almost got me killed. Bunch of eldritch looking eyeballs. Oh, and yes, the meteors are coming for me. It's a piece of gear doing it. That is a very handy piece of gear. Oh, I missed a chest over here. Take whatever that is. I'll bring it back with me to Devil's Crossing and sell it. Okay, I've gotten that already. Sad thing is, some of these rooms were actually rather nice. All right. We need to go that way. Oh, look, mobs. I must have bypassed them on the way to killing the warden. Oh, yeah, and one of the devotions I got for her was the turtle shell for the extra defense, because, of course, defense is good. All right, there we go. Back to Devil's Crossing. You know, quite honestly, the Death Knight is going to have to pull something spectacular out to beat the Cabalist at this point. The Cabalist is really nice.
Come see what's left of my wares. Iron well spent.
And before I go any further, I have learned Elixir of the Ancients and how to craft an occult skull. Also got some tainted brain matter. Well, that sounds lovely.
Got something you need stashed?
Yeah, I have a bunch of something I need stashed. All right, that'll do for the moment. I guess they just want to talk to me. You definitely want to talk to me.
Is the Warden dead?
I tracked him down and took his life.
The Warden's defeat is a great victory for us, nay, for all of humankind. But there are many more ethereals out there, some much more powerful than Krieg. Perhaps more disturbing, though, there are those of our own kind who would see us dead to take what little we have, or just for the pleasure of killing. Among the innocent who passed through this prison on their way to Krieg's lab were many violent criminals, murderers, and worse. Many of them escaped to the northwest after the Grim Dawn, forming into ruthless gangs who prey upon drifters still traveling the roads. Since a river separates us and them, they have not been a problem thus far. Except we need farmers to get back to the business of growing food before we all starve to death. The farmland that supplied this region is to the northwest, and we need to secure a hold there. Mornay recently returned from old Arkovia to the northwest and can give you details on the outlaw situation and what needs to be done. I realize that you have been through much in recent days, but we cannot rest just yet.
I'll speak to him.
So you must be the kid that's causing a stir in my absence. You've done good by dispatching Krieg. I knew that man in life. I dread to think of what he had become as an ethereal.
Oh, he wasn't a very nice person. Captain Bourbon said to speak with you about the outlaws.
Aye, an old mess has come back to finally bite us right in the ass. The river's kept them at bay for now, what with the broken bridge. It seems the bastards have garnered a taste for the one hole in the world they were once so eager to escape. I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're at war, and if we don't take the fight to them, they will surely bring it to us. I'd much rather fight on my own terms. Wouldn't you?
What's the plan of action?
Before we do anything, we'll need to get that bridge repaired. Got men ready to do the work and some scrap to get you started. Just need to provide the remaining raw materials. Once that's all finished, I need you to enter the Arkovian Foothills and show those bastards we're not a prize for the taking. Last I saw of them, they were mobilizing for something big across the river. Why don't you head on over there and introduce yourself?
And what happened during your expedition to the northwest? I set out with another scout, Elsa, to reconnoiter the lands to the northwest shortly after we secured Devil's Crossing. What we found was a wasteland overrun with predatory beasts, blood-hungry psychopaths, and refugees living in constant terror on the run. Our mission together ended when a vicious band of outlaws surprised us in the night. Elsa had argued against having a fire that night, but I was sure we were concealed. I wasn't cautious enough, and she paid the price. I thought I could protect her from anything, but when it came to it, I was felled by a bullet to the ribs before the fighting even broke out. Elsa fought on like a devil, taking down two of the outlaws before they knocked her out. They took her with them and just left me there to die. I couldn't give up, though, knowing those thugs had Elsa. I hobbled and then crawled, trying to make my way back to Devil's Crossing, but arrived only to find the bridge had been destroyed. I collapsed in despair and thought it was the end of me. I woke some time later in what remained of a little fishing village on the coast. A band of rovers had found me and treated my wounds. As soon as I could stand, I grabbed a dingy rowboat and made my way back to Devil's Crossing. I'll be damned if I'm going to abandon Elsa to torture or worse at the hands of those killers. She's all I've got left in this world. We need to organize an offensive, and every second counts. Don't you think you're mixing personal vendetta into this? The Grim Dawn took my wife. Elsa's like a daughter to me, and I'm not going to let it take her too. The way I see it, Devil's Crossing needs the situation resolved as soon as possible, and I want those scum dead for taking Elsa. Seems our goals align, eh? Very well. So can we do anything with this now? Nope. We're still not trusted enough here to look at their bounty board. You know, I come running here with a bunch of undead behind me. I'm sure this lady's not going to trust me. I'm sorry if I insulted you earlier. Your origins were just a bit startling. I heard that you braved the dangers beyond Lower Crossing. I was wondering if you could help me gather material. What do you need? You see, I was a seamstress before the Grim Dawn. Nothing special. Made just enough to get by. But now I see an opportunity to use my trade to make a difference around here. I'd like to sew some new canopies and maybe some new clothes if there's enough fabric left. Alex and Jane deserve better than this. If you could please gather any fabric you find, the people here would be grateful. The waterfront in Burwich would be a good place to start looking. Is this enough fabric? Great! This is more than enough to clean this place up a bit. Should also have some left over to make some new clothes. Many people here are wearing nothing but rags. Oh, and please take this jacket. I've been working on these for the Briggs and the other guards, but I think you've earned the first one. Thank you. Happy to help. Alright, we finally were able to do that quest. Alright, anything else we can dump off here? Probably a lot of... Oh, we have something here we need to read. I will look at all this junk later and see if I want to actually want to keep any of it, or if I'm going to end up selling a bunch. Alright. Now, what's this? Excuse this crude form of communication. I am far to the north, and it seems my thoughts are unable to reach you. In all future material correspondence, we will use our host names and common human language forms. I write looking for clarification of recent perplexing reports of your conduct. Is it true that you have been incarcerating and tormenting humans? What is the purpose for this? It would seem that your host's predilections are affecting your own behavior. You must bring this under your control and cease this superfluous activity. Your role is to facilitate our laboratories with the collection of corpses. Limit yourself to the parameters of this task, or you will be recalled. So, apparently, Krieg wasn't quite as weak-willed as the ethereal controlling him thought.
I trust that you are handling everything all right.
I have some questions. What will happen to Burwich now? I imagine that, in time, we will reclaim it for humanity. The area is still overrun with the dead, though, so we will have to move carefully. Okay? And how was Mornay able to explore Old Arkovia? The bridge was destroyed after his trek north. We thought he died out there, but it seems it takes more than bandits and ravenous beasts to bring down Old Mornay. Alright. Oh, who are you?
Ah, we speak at last. As I am sure you know, there are many who now cast their gaze upon you, traveler. Or should I say, taken. Some who mean you ill, some who fear your potential. Then, there are those who command me. They have taken great interest in your accomplishments. It appears you may be just the one we require.
You require me for what?
I cannot speak of such things in this place. The cursed gaze of our foes is cast upon us here, so I will be brief. Great powers are gathering within the distant lands of the fallen Corvan people, and the Great Eye has decreed that you must play a part, whatever that may be. Will you answer our summons? Will you join me through the portal? Or do the mortal concerns of these people outweigh the calls of fate?
So it says that if I accept this, it begins the Forgotten Gods expansion content. I've never done that before. Do I take it? You know, I have to think about that. I will have to think about that. I might want to try that with this character. Okay, repair the bridge. Well, that was easy. The Arkovian Foothills. There we go. They perhaps don't want to mess with somebody who brings their own army with them. Just saying. Especially if it's an army of undead. Ouch. Maybe I should get out of that. Thank God for the bird. You'll pay for this. Darius wants his prison, and when he finds out what you've done, Edmund spits up blood. You'll wish I shanked you dead. Rest in peace, scum. Yeah. The Death Knight is definitely going to have to pull something pretty impressive out at this point. Because right now, I'm thinking the Cabalist is the clear winner for me. Oh, no wonder I was able to defeat them so easily. I lost like 4 skeletons in the process, but still.
Well, did they like our housewarming gift?
I killed the man in charge by the name Shanks.
You work fast. I like that. We'll need more of that for what's coming next.
What's our next target?
Darius Cromley. Last I've seen his face, they almost hung him for a double homicide. The warden intervened at the last minute in favor of a life sentence in Devil's Crossing. Seems there were ulterior motives after all. Darius Cromley is the devil-made manifest, devious and manipulative with a penchant for sin of every kind. He's the one running this gang, and he's the one we need to go after next.
Do you have a plan?
We have to hit them hard and fast, leave no room for a counterstrike. I've only seen a portion of their operations in the region, but they are really entrenched on the 4 hills in Old Arkovia. Shanks surely wasn't Darius's only lieutenant, so I suggest you find the rest and kill them. We don't want one of them taking over after Darius is dealt with. I don't have any names for you, but they will probably have equally clever prison names as our dead friend Shanks. But to really end this, you need to cut off the head of this operation, Darius Cromley. If what I hear is true, you will find him hiding out in the mines underneath the 4 hills. Lastly, my scouting partner, Elsa, must still be out there with them. If I venture to guess, Cromley has her in his clutches. Save her from that brute. I hear you are quite capable, so don't let me down. When you find yourself out there, I recommend you seek out a man by the name Quaid. He and his
Quaid, huh?
took the peaceful ways of the Rovers in favor of fighting back against the outlaws. And I'm glad they did. It was Quaid's people that pulled me from the jaws of death.
Alright, I'll get on it. Alright, so I have to decide if I'm going to continue with the story that we have seen already, or if I'm going to talk to this gentleman here and do this Forgotten Gods. Looks like I can repair this too. But it says it probably likely won't get me very far. I like the way they put that. Basically, you're not high enough level yet for this. I wouldn't risk it. They're probably right. All right, I have a decision to make. I'm going to do that. But next time, well, we're going to take a look at the Death Knight and see how far she gets and if she manages to do something impressive enough to top the Cabalist. Until then, bye for now.